What's up, freaks? Your pal Al here, and today it is Vlogmas number 2. We're gonna go take a walk, talk about things, check out the neighborhood, my new neighborhood. So, without further ado, let's freak out.
Please stand clear of the doors.
Happy Vlogmas, everybody. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. If it's red and not gray, it means you haven't clicked it yet. I noticed most of you people watching these videos, you're not subscribed yet, and you should be, so that you can see more stuff that I'm doing here. It's a lot of fun, at least I like to think so. Yeah, so you're just one click away from becoming a part of the Freak Out family. If you're already part of the Freak Out family, welcome back. Consider clicking the like button so that I know you're there. It's Jeffy John. Without further ado, let's continue with our conversation. Yeah, so just like this neighborhood, I'm growing. Slowly, but actually the neighborhood's growing a lot faster than I am. I'm coming up on about 3 years, a little over 3 years of YouTube now, and it's been a fun ride so far, and I plan to continue doing a little bit more, as much as I can, really. In fact, this Vlogmas thing is, a little pretentious, if you ask me. I'm using that right. I think I am. Anyway, coming up with a little over 3.5 years on YouTube now, and I want to say that I don't think we talk about YouTube in a more positive way these days, you know? Especially nowadays. I mean, with the whole monetization of channels that aren't even monetized yet. I don't know how they're getting away with that. And I can see why it's upsetting a lot of bigger creators, larger creators. Kind of sucks. But it doesn't really affect the smaller creators like myself and, well, pretty much all my other friends. It doesn't really affect us that much, so we don't really talk about it that much. What we don't really talk about that much also is the fact that YouTube, to me, has always been, and probably will continue to be, my creative standpoint. And what I mean by that is, for those of you that don't know, I am a photographer of Orlando, Florida. And I've been a successful one, whereas a lot of people on the scene, if you will, know who I am, know the Alicorn symbol, and they associate it with rock bands and rock music and hanging out, and hopefully nowadays live stream gaming. But besides all that, YouTube to me has become an outlet for me to express myself in a way where I can do things that I normally wouldn't be able to do as a professional photographer or professional videographer, cinematographer could do. And in other words, say as a cinematographer, if I were to be working on a set, I would have to follow the direction, the vision, the idea, the creativeness of the person who wrote the script, of the director, of the person in charge, telling me what to do. And I don't really have a creative outlet of my own. But with YouTube, I'm the creator, the director, the producer, the writer, the editor, the guy in the back that gets coffee. I mean, hey, I make an incredible cup of coffee, let me tell you. Seriously, you need to try it. It's usually Kona, Polynesian. Other than that, with YouTube, I can present myself, or ideas that I have, or do things a certain way to make them funny, or make them serious, or make them memorable, as it were. And I really appreciate being able to have that kind of outlet. Can't really find that on any other social media outlet at all, like Facebook. For instance, you can go live on Facebook, you could do videos and post them to Facebook, but you don't have that sense of, I guess what I'm trying to say, family. On YouTube, it's a different story. On YouTube, you have a family, you have a group of people with like interests that like what you're interested in. It's a pretty cool thing. But I never intended to do YouTube. I never even thought about it, really. Back in the day, never crossed my mind. And it was funny because when I was doing photography and doing music videos and doing a lot of heavy work for a lot of bands and talent out there, you know, local and mainstream, I always thought to myself, kind of wish I had an outlet that I could post videos to of the crazy stuff that I'm able to do. Go backstage and go to different concerts and hang out with people who I never thought I would ever hang out with. I mean, you know, just listening to their CDs on headphones when I was a kid. Never thought I'd actually be sitting backstage, having a conversation with them, talking about their next album. It's really cool stuff. Never filmed any of it though, and it really sucked. Wish I did. I'd be putting it right here. You'd be seeing everything. Your pal Al back in the day. I don't know, something like that. But regardless, I wish I had that outlet. I wish I would have thought of that outlet, you know, thought of doing this back then. Which YouTube was fairly young, really wasn't mainstream as it is today. But here we are now in 2020, going on 2021, me being 3.5 years later after the start of Florida Freaks, later turning into Florida Freak Out, and then evolving into what we are now, your pal Al, being more personal with the family. What's funny is the learning curve of YouTube. There is a learning curve of YouTube. You can't just become a creator. I found that out the hard way. I thought YouTube was basically just picking up a phone or a camera and doing this, filming, and talking, which basically YouTube is, and we'll get to that in a minute. But basically, YouTube is a little bit more complex than you'd like to think. There's a funny joke that I brought to the table when I first started becoming a YouTuber, and that little silly joke is that I'm probably the only one on YouTube who actually went to school for cinematography. And I say that jokingly because a lot of creators that I've met, they didn't go to any school. They didn't do anything. They basically picked up a camera and started filming and became YouTube stars, which is great and awesome. But I know all the cinematography mechanics. I know how to make a cool scene. I know how to film in different angles and different lighting. Like, this is good, right? But this right here, not so much. See? Lighting behind me. I'm like a black silhouette. So anyway, I know all the mechanics, but when I started YouTube, I was thinking I was going to make George Lucas excited. You know, I was going to make videos that were going to be jaw-dropping. Lots of special effects. Each video would take me like a week to do. Then people started saying, no, Al, you gotta get more videos out. And I'm like, how many more? Oh, pretty much at least 3 or 4 a week. And I'm like, what? But then I learned the learning curve of YouTube. And that's throw everything you know out the window, pick up the camera, film. Pretty much it. So slowly but surely, that's exactly what I did. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm continuing to do now. And it's, let me tell you something, it's very, very hard to do. I want to do videos. Everybody who knows me, Jack, you can ask Jack Connor of Vertebreaker, Jimmy, Soul Switch. Not name dropping here, but yeah, I am. Bobby Keller, Mechanism. Anyway, you could ask all of them, even Gonzo. I always like to put on a show. I always like to throw things out there that would make you be like, wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. But I'm slowly learning that it's more important to communicate with you on a regular basis than it is to wow you. I hope Vlogmas, that's why I took on the Vlogmas challenge, is because I wanted to learn more about that, and what better way to do that than to try to pump out a video every single day for 25 days straight. I've watched Adam the Woo do it for 5 years straight, which I think he's completely out of his mind, and I think he should be looked at. I don't even know how he accomplished that, but I'm not asking any questions. He's probably got his own way, sold his soul to the devil, whatever. I'm not asking any questions, like I said. It's his business. We'll keep it at that. By the way, he's in town now. I'm gonna try to catch up with him. Maybe get him on a Vlogmas. Who knows? I don't know. What I do know is this, though. Life finds a way. Wait, what do I... Damn it, Jeff Goldblum. So the point being of this video, well, actually there is no point to this video. Just wanted to come on and say hi. I mean, we barely do this anymore. You know, you never talk to me. You never call your mother. You should call your mother. She's worried about you. Seriously though, I wanted to come on here, talk a little bit about you two, talk about the careers, talk about the future. What does the future hold for your pal, Al? Well, I'll tell you, it's been a couple of times where I've sat there and looked at it and said, you know what? Let's hang it up, let's throw in the towel. But no way, baby. I'm no quitter. In fact, when people told me to quit smoking, I told them no, I don't do that. I don't quit. Although, I think that's something I should do. Anyway, remember, life is what you make of it. So make it a good one. And I'll see you real soon. Thanks for hanging with me. Oh, and thanks for walking along this Vlogmas challenge with me too. Tomorrow, I plan to go on a little safari. Let's see what I'm talking about. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you real soon.
I'm gonna be famous on them YouTube.